Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. Okay, so Aptera posted their road trip video, kind of giving highlights of their road trip, and it gives a lot more details about what's going on, and I thought it was pretty inspirational, so let's watch it together. All right, I'm going to mute it so I can talk, but here's Steve Fambro in front of this. This is probably where they stayed in the Airbnb. I actually found the place, it's right here, and if you look over here, you're going to see this in the next shot. So yeah, you'll see this corner here, and that's definitely the area. Um, but anyways, a couple of things here that you'll notice is they have those black wheel pants, which I think look really cool. These are evidently they're one piece wheel pants. They have the swivel mechanism that that the production will have, but I think the black looks maybe better. I kind of like the look of that. A couple of things that you'll notice is that the side view mirrors are not the same mirrors as was on Apollo. If you look at these, they're very, very small. They're super tiny. And what that is it looks like they are kind of trialing the camera pods that don't have the mirror. It's just the camera pods. This is how they originally intended to build the Aptera, but for legal reasons, to meet regulations, you have to have 10 square centimeters of reflective surface as side mirrors. And so that's why they added that. But I think for this, they just wanted to try some stuff out. They stopped by this Arizona, which I looked into, and it's basically like a wildlife park and a zoo. So kind of fun. And then they're heading out. If you look carefully, you can see some of the cables aren't, yeah, like this cable right here is not tucked in perfectly. And that's something they talked about in the ambassador webinar, that these little things are things that they're figuring out the best routing for, and it's going to be better routed in the oh, my internet is glitching here a little bit. I think it's because I'm on 4K. Let me drop it down a little bit. And so those are the things that they're working on, and you can see that they're along 18 wheelers. There's a lot of like side wind, and they didn't have any problems with that. They also talked about how they were tuning the suspension. I guess the bushings on this are tighter, which make the ride a little bit harsher, but it still was very good. And they're working on making the bushings a little softer, and then tuning the suspension to basically be smoother and better, more responsive. All right, so yeah, looks really cool. And oh, actually, let's listen to this part.
That's one of the reasons we want to do it this way. When Route 66 was first proposed in the 1920s, the idea of a single continuous highway linking Chicago to Los Angeles seemed almost impossible. But visionaries like Cyrus Avery pushed forward, believing in something bigger than the road itself, believing in what it could unlock from the world. And they did it. Route 66 became one of the most iconic highways in America, proving that what once seemed improbable could become inevitable. I think about that a lot with Aptera. We're building something people say can't be done. But history shows us the boldest ideas, the ones that challenge the status quo, are the ones that truly change the world.
Yeah, there's a general store down here on the right on Route 66.
Yeah. So I mean, I like that segue in comparison to Route 66 and how, you have to be visionary. Yeah, a lot of good quotes in this video, actually. Whoever did the writing for this, I think did a good job. So here they are, and this is where they did the solar maxing, where you open the hatch and you angle it at the sun, and that's where they got like 540 watts. And you can see in a lot of it, it looked like Steve was driving it by himself. I don't know if he drove the whole 10 hours by himself, but it looked like a lot of times it was just him by himself with it. I think there's like two other vehicles that went with them, a chase vehicle, and I'm guessing they had a trailer vehicle with them in case they ran into problems. Obviously, they'd want a way to get it back to headquarters. Now, what's unclear is they started in Flagstaff and went back to Carlsbad. What we don't know is, did they make this a round trip? Did they start in Carlsbad and take it to Flagstaff and then back, or did they trailer it to Flagstaff and then come back? They might have wanted to do that because it is a net downhill. Flagstaff is much higher, and it'd be a net downhill run. And also going west, you would be chasing the sun, so you would gain about an hour of sunlight while heading west. So it would optimize the thing to do that. But I think it's pretty awesome to see this on the road, and I'm sure that they were getting stares and people were looking at that. And another thing you noticed at the very beginning is they put a little sign that said Aptera in the back, and I kind of think they should leave it. They think that the car does not need any signage because the look of it is so iconic, and it is very iconic, but people don't know what it is, and so I think a little signage would be good, and having that thing that says Aptera on the back, making it big enough that it's readable by the cars behind them, I think that's going to be great. You can see that's hilarious. You can see this guy just staring at it as he drives by. You can see this guy. He's definitely staring at the Aptera as it goes by, and I'm sure everyone was staring at it. But yeah, anyways, I like the signage. I highly suspect that I think they should keep it. So here they are. They're wrapping it up. They're in the Imperial Valley, which means that they took a route different than I thought. So the Route 66 follows the 40, but what it looks like they did is they followed Route 66 in Arizona. They got to Havasu and they headed south, going to Blythe, and they went through the Imperial Valley. And I think they went through Brawley and headed back in this direction rather than coming up through Joshua Tree and coming down, which makes more sense. That is a more direct route, but that's the way that they were going. And here's what I don't know. They stopped filming here in the Imperial Valley, but did they trailer it the rest of the way, or did they drive it? Now, what makes me think is that they did drive it all the way because you see it driving in the dark, but maybe they just did that for a photo op. So a couple of things aren't clear. Did they go round trip? Did they trailer it? The last part, did they make this all on one charge? That'd be like almost 500 miles. I seriously doubt they did it on one charge. Did they fast charge? I don't think so because they're not set up for the supercharger network. Or did they do some level 2 charging and that's all you need to do? I don't know. Oh, this part's pretty. So here they are. So it's past dark and they're still driving. There's some driving footage. So, and you can tell this is the Imperial Valley. There's a lot of farmland and stuff that they're passing. So they're basically going through this area, like either this area under Blythe or this area through Brawley. So I think that they drove it all the way. That's my guess. That would just be easier. And I'm guessing they level 2 charged it someplace. I'm not sure. So I know that Steve watches this channel once in a while, and so does Chris McCann. Maybe they can answer those questions in the comments below. Was it a round trip? Did they drive it all the way? Was it on one charge? Did they charge in between along the way? What was the total mileage? They said over 300 miles. So over 300 miles. Maybe that does tell us that they trailered it after that last night shot and went home. Maybe that makes the most sense. Then they could just park it at headquarters and it would make for a faster offlay. But yeah, I'd like to know, like, how many miles did they go? Was it on one charge? Did they charge in between? Was there solar charge? How much solar range did they get along the way? These are all questions that might have been nice to put in that video. But I thought the video was great. The writing was good. Steve was pretty inspirational in the video. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching, guys.